What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 97 of my Total Warhammer 3 Boris Ursus and Zindaviev campaign. So as we saw last time, we continue moving through the Mountains of Morn and are almost to Cathay's original territory. We betrayed the Bloodmaw now. Well, betrayed, I guess. We weren't really allied with them, just we weren't at war with them as yet. I guess in a way we betrayed the... what's this faction called? The Burning Wind Nomads. Because they were allied with these guys, but it doesn't matter. Well, what will hopefully happen is once we destroy these guys, they'll be okay with us once again. It really depends on whether we can do this fast enough. We were also planning to move up with Alexander Castina, but it looks like we found Kairos as well as Spurt Mildew, who are trying to move down through Mount Crag. I don't know whether Alexander Castina has actually defeated Kairos in the past, so that's also something that needs to be considered. Also, while we're here, we might as well give her some points, trying to get towards that Arcane Conduit. I do want to get Blizzard as well, because it does have armor-piercing damage, whereas the Hawks of Miska has no armor-piercing damage whatsoever. Though it does do Discouraged, which I guess helps with the banishment of demons, so, And the explosion does not affect friendly troops either on the Hawks. Alright, fine, let's do... well, the thing about Blizzard is it doesn't really work well with this particular army. That's the main problem. You know what, I'm actually kind of tempted to go for Swiftwing right now, and just to increase the charge in the situations where we actually need to fight in melee. We certainly have enough points to get all this, and then probably some more blue line stuff afterwards as well. Not like there's anything really here that we need to do anything about. Horse Archers, Winged Lancers, Griffin Legion, yeah, all of that doesn't help here. Alrighty, anyway, we'll see what Kairos and Spurt Mildew do, and then we'll try to deal with them afterwards. Now, I believe last episode we've done pretty much everything that needs to be done. There's still a massive amount of demons that just keep coming south from the Chaos Wastes, and that we will have to deal with. Wait, let's see. Yeah, so Khorne and Tzeentch are still at peace, huh? Man, they're actually starting to like each other. Well, okay, fine. Khorne is starting to like Tzeentch. Tzeentch is not so happy with Khorne still. Just by virtue of us fighting them. Oh, and it's mostly hero actions they approve. Interesting, because I guess they haven't really defeated us, so it's not like they can approve too many military actions, to be fair. Anyway, let's skip the rest of this. We've done everything that needs to be done. Hero not moved, that's fine. We've moved everybody. Outpost is gonna continue. Let's end the turn, and I'm hoping we can destroy the ogres for good this time around. Winter Pyre, you are going to get attacked by Red Ulgor. How interesting. Okay, well this'll definitely be a fight, so we are going to fight this cinematically. Let's see if we can pull this off. I'm worried about the Exalted Bloodthirster, that's for damn sure. Although there are a lot of other units that we need to worry about as well. Well, let's see if we can pull this off. If not, Uragni is coming to take this place back. Alrighty, well, I was thinking that perhaps we might be in trouble against this army, considering the Bloodthirster and the sheer amount of Minotaurs together with all the Exalted Bloodletters, but by virtue of the type of map we got, I think we're looking pretty good. We have plenty of space to maneuver, and more importantly, we have very decent choke points in these locations where our units will be able to fire down, plus the height advantage in addition to that. So it should be a pretty simple battle. We're just going to block up all of the choke points with Zargard and Armored Kossars, and then just have our regular Kossars fire on any units that are essentially stuck out here. Same thing is going on over on this side, wherein we have the majority of our forces, because they are going to be facing off against 2 units of Minotaurs, 2 units of Exalted Bloodletters, plus a Gorebeast and a Fleshhound unit. Lastly, we've made the use of this strategy time and again, but we are going to be using our Kosovi Dervishes, the only units that I'm controlling, really, because all those units are stuck in choke points, to essentially lead this army around and especially try to prevent the Exalted Bloodthirster and, well, whatever units we can catch from doing anything. And it does look like, generally speaking, this works well. I mean, we've done this about a dozen times through this campaign. Well, maybe not a dozen, at least half a dozen, though, where we've led Bloodthirsters around specifically with Kosovo dervishes, running them away and keeping them away from the battle. And the reason that we needed to do this was because in order to concentrate the troops at the other choke points, we have very few units over on this side. Anyway, let's watch the actual choke point battles. Here come the Minotaurs. Let's see what they're seeing as they move in. Ooh, and as the enemy moves in at the same time, they use their summons. Pretty good. Fortunately, the summons are between our Zargard and our Armored Kossars, so those two together should be able to take care of that summon unit. Our Ice Guard and our regular unarmored Kossars are all going to be focusing down those Minotaurs, who are currently charging our Ice Guard, or our Zargard rather. In the meantime, our single unit of Winged Lancers is going to charge the Bloodletters and try to help out. Looks like several of the Minotaurs are already dropping, and the Ice Guard are certainly taking damage, being already at about half HP, but they're holding the line, and every additional second that they can hold is a second that all of these massive amounts of range units can continue firing and killing all those units there. Clearly, the enemy is already taking more damage than we are. We also have a tower coming up in 60 seconds, and that's a piercing tower, so it'll help against all of the armored units. Over on this side, it looks like the other Minotaurs are being focused down by the Kossars and the armored Kossars again, and I do think those will die, even if the Exalted Bloodletters are going to get in here. And I do fear what the Exalted Bloodletters can do to these units, but we'll see. And then finally, over on the third side at the other choke point, similar sort of thing is happening. The Minotaurs are basically done for, and then the enemies are going to bunch up around our Zargard, wherein they will continue taking damage from all of our Kossars. Very nice. Yeah, this map certainly works quite well when you have a full stack. Probably would not work so well against the Tzeentch force, but against the Khornate force, which is forced into, well, the force is forced into this relatively unfortunate position. This is looking pretty good. Looks like the last of the enemy Minotaurs is running away, hopefully to be brought down by those arrows. Come on. Don't tell me one guy's gonna survive. Looks like this one... He's like, nope. He's just booking it. Well, he's out. This pile is still in, but, you know, they will take quite a while to break through the Zargard and the Armored Kossars both, so I think we're looking pretty okay there. Over on this side, we summoned the Elemental Bear and are getting ready to move him in from behind the enemy forces, but together with those Winged Lancers, it looks like we're very much having the advantage here, and this portion of the enemy is just about dead. Our Kossovite Dervishes have been leading the enemy Exalted Bloodthirster around the battlefield for the entire length of the battle, and he still hasn't been able to join the fray, but soon, hopefully, we're going to lead him here, wherein we can use our tower to help out. Unfortunately, over on this side, the Exalted Bloodthirsters have made very quick work of those 4 armored Kossars who have died in a line and are now moving towards the regular Kossars, so we will have to probably deal with them, as they should be able to rip those guys apart as well. Over on this side, the unit of Minotaurs of Khorne that escaped or were nearly destroyed over there are being chased down by our remaining Kossovite Dervishes, while the other Dervishes lead other units around and prevent them from, well, achieving anything. Alright, back to this. There you go, well done. It looks like the Elemental Bear has made it and is starting to destroy whatever units remain here. The Gorby's chariots are probably going to get brought down by concentrated fire together with those Flesh Hounds fairly quickly, and it'll soon be time to lead the Exalted Bloodthirster over here. A, once again, because of the tower, and B, because we have our largest concentration of ranged units here. Plus our Patriarch, who you can see fighting just back here. Getting in the occasional hit on a Warhound. Or Flesh Hound, rather. And there we go. It looks like this choke point is just fine. They're going to summon another set of Bloodletters, but between the tower and the various units here, I don't see this being too problematic. And here comes that Bloodthirster, just going to peel away for a few seconds to lead, or to kill those Minotaurs with our Kossovite Dervishes. Or at least that's the dream. Over on this side, yeah, the Exalted Bloodletters have absolutely obliterated the other unit of Kossovite, or Kossars, rather. And those were the Kossars with spears, but this is unsurprising. That's something that the Bloodletters or Exalted Bloodletters are very much adept at. Over here, the last of the enemy units is running away, getting ripped apart by arrow fire. The Halberdiers certainly were not in their element in this particular choke point, and this unit will no longer be viable, which will allow us to get the rest of our units moving into this side to destroy, hopefully, that Exalted Bloodletter unit. 4 against 1, I think, regardless of that unit being an Exalted Bloodletter, should be fine. The other 2 Kislev dervishes still leading these guys around, though they've lost a few due to my, forgetting about them for a few seconds. But otherwise, it's primarily that 1 Exalted Bloodletter unit plus the Exalted Bloodthirster. Alright, coming in, buddy. Start getting ready to take a lot of hits. There we go. There's the arrow fire. And the tower fire at the same time. And even a few pistol shots from our Kossars. How much HP do you have before you land? Well, you've lost about 30% of your HP, but now we just have to have the armored Kossars hold the line. I also decided to move away our Patriarch because I'm a little bit afraid of him just taking a lot of damage and dying. Not that I think at this point it's possible for us to lose. If this guy's going to waste his time attacking those armored Kossars, he'll just get gunned, or he'll just get gunned down by what we have here. Or arrowed down and gunned down together. There we go. And he's already in banishment. And down he goes. Very nice, everybody. There's that explosion as he yells in anger or roars in anger. And the enemy army, just like that, decides to give up. The last of the Exalted Bloodletters that we were moving to deal with are done for. And then over here, the ones that are being led around by the Kislev dervishes, one is dissipating and the other is a mortal unit, so we're going to chase it down and kill it. Hopefully with its death, the entire army will be dead. I don't remember if one of the Minotaurs was able to get out or not. Yeah, there was one Minotaur that booked it that I was laughing about earlier. I don't know whether a single Minotaur surviving is enough for the unit to survive, though. I know that if 2 survive, then the entire unit survives. I'm not entirely sure about 1. Either way, I don't think this unit of Halberdiers is going to survive here, as it is now being attacked by 3 Kislev dervishes and 1 winged lancers, although one of those Kislevites is very badly beat up, and you were the one that led the Bloodthirster around, so it's not surprising. Mainly our losses were the Kislevites as well as those units that held the actual choke point, so the melee units. Pyrrhic victory, but, it's a garrison, who cares? Alrighty, well it looks like we won't be needing Yarogni to bail the place out, as Red Ulgor failed pretty miserably. Though all of our melee units that were guarding every choke point died, i.e. both Zargard and the armored Kossars with axe and shield, all the range units survived and destroyed everybody else. Good job, everybody. Let's see. 4,000 money, pretty good, actually. Let's take that 4,000 money then. Poxmakers are probably going to land in our territory. Disciples of the Maw, one desperate plea for peace before they die, I'm sure. But that's going to be a no. And it looks like Tsarina Katrin will be the one to destroy them for good. Putrid Swarm, Supervisor for Vladimir Talov. Settlement besieged, Frozen Landing, wounded. Oh. How dare you wound one of our precious assassins? We have a limited number of those. Alrighty, well, looks like Kugath is near Krakadrak. Krakadrak, I was going to try to build something here. Not entirely sure what it was. I'm gonna have to be... Let's go for a farmstead here. I guess nothing else is really gonna be all that helpful. Let's similarly build a farmstead here and another one here. The place is actually gonna make decent money by the time we're through with it. Summon Besieged Rosh. Oh, Elaine, you're gonna attack Rosh? That's fine. Wait, I think you're dead, actually. Unless I'm mistaken. Also, we might as well move you out to here. Really? The easiest way to cross, or the only way to cross, is at Altdorf. Oh, wow. Wait, can't we go here through the river and then land here? Almost completely certain that we can. And it should, in theory, be faster than this, should it not? Let's see, red will end up here, and then red will probably end up... It'll probably actually be about the same, wouldn't it? Maybe. Hard to say. Maybe not. Alright, you know what? Get in the water. Get in the water, Beledna. I feel like landing here might actually be okay. Then we will destroy you again in a second. Unless you have something crazy in your army. We'll see in a second as well. We need to destroy this. Brokewater camp, I think, should be auto-resolvable. Although, Brokewater itself will probably need an actual proper cinematic battle for the siege, so we'll do that shortly. In fact, wait, maybe for once... Wait, you're able to assault units. You could assault this unit of, of Iron Guts, I guess. Not that I find them particularly threatening here. Yeah, fine, do it. Or we could assault Pogchuk himself. I wonder how much damage this would do. You know what, I'm kind of curious. Let's try. And it's success Pogchuk has now. Yeah, okay, that's not worth it. I'd rather have killed the 4 models of those Iron Guts instead. But oh well, it's all good. You. Wait, your army is gone again. Oh, what the heck? What the heck keeps happening to these guys' armies? This is very strange. Do they just keep sending them out with, like, tiny amounts of units to attack this camp here? Oh, I think they do, because this is hurt, and they're just failing every time. That's actually kind of funny. We must be in a military alliance to build this up, eh? Not that they have global recruitment anyways. Ooh, I am actually curious now what we can build out of this. Well, let's take a look at, let's say, you, Masya Zeglov. And we will take a look at a Lorelorn. We have none of this, but we could get Treekin. Might get some Treekin. Some monstrous infantry. I mean, I guess we could use Warbear Riders for the same purpose, but these guys are pretty darn tanky. Might actually be worth our time. Some Way Watchers, some Glade Guard, and the Treekin are relatively cheap as well. I don't see the need for Wild Riders. Alrighty, well, either way, Masya Zeglov, you need to transfer troops. Wouldn't you need to join this army? Okay, so I think Snow Leopards, your day is done, unfortunately. And then you are joining the army, because we'll need a lot more healing for the Tsar Guard. And then we will have you transfer, and then delete yourself. Transfer that via C, and then delete yourself afterwards. Alrighty, might as well build this up while we're here. Good, and then transfer to it directly. There we go. Now we have the gun that we've been waiting for a while. Is this worth our time? I don't know. We'll find out later. You have to go now. Goodbye. We'll see you again soon, or shortly, or eventually, I should say. At some point. Alrighty, you're gonna stay here and you're gonna heal up for another turn at the least. Then, oh, we have an Ataman thing. Reward the 1 or a boon for all... Well, we do still need growth here. But I'm gonna use Reward the 1. Because, just in case this guy needs to defend here against the rebellion or something. I don't know, it's unlikely, but you know what? This place is gonna be maxed out on growth in 3 turns anyway, so all of that is irrelevant. Okie dokie, now... Allies. These guys are still sieging Frozen Landing. I would like you to help out with that. And ooh, look, Pinforks is coming, another Spurt Mildew is coming. Frozen Landing looks to be possibly in trouble soon. Kugath's on the way. You. Do you ignore Kugath? Dock track and... I think you ignore Kugath and you start heading out this way. At least for now, and then we'll see what we need to do later. They can't take Krakadrak. They can definitely take Sioktraken, but there's no way they're taking Krakadrak off of this. You, Assassin, need to be up here to help assassinate. You guys, continue various assassinations. So, Exhausted, move out here. Need to Steel Tech again. You, however, stay here and assassinate as you go. Where is Ventress? Okay, he's standing in Black Gulch, so perhaps he'll attack the Tower of Crack shortly. Okie dokie. Now, Boris, you should probably destroy this stuff back here. I wanted to head you out here. Oh no, what the hell? The Burning Wind Nomads are here? Is this a caravan? Yes, it is. Okay, I was thinking that they were going to steal Blood Peak from us, but it doesn't look like it. So speaking of Blood Peak, you take this and colonize it. Nice. And do that. And there we go. You stay here because you're going to move on to Yeti Peak afterwards. Take all the peaks. You get a peak, you get a peak, etc. Then I want you moving out to the Vale of Titans. I would like you to march stance, but I don't know if there are enemies there, so let's not chance it. No, it looks to be empty. Alright, you can still go into march stance. Can you still hit this in one turn? I don't know. Can you... Ooh! Jade Wars, oh, they got an outpost there. We really got to destroy that quickly, though, because these guys are really going to start hating on us very quickly like this. You are going to build a church, because we are not going to be collecting income from you, because it's pointless. And then... Assassins. Well, keep chasing after these guys. You, same thing, or I guess stay here until you're able to do stuff. Next up, who do we got? Alexandra Castina. Oh, damn. Did the attrition really kill one of each war sled? Even though they're at, like, I don't know, 95% HP or... Oh, actually, hit points are 4.5 out of 6k. Never mind. Oh, that's really weird. Huh? Look at this. Why is this, like, showing, like, 5%, but has actually lost a quarter of its HP? I guess that's what's represented by the, by a single war sled. Attrition is so weird on war sleds. The fact that it kills a single war sled is silly. We have this here potentially to fight, if we want to, though it will once again be a dangerous fight. Then we have... I really wanted to kill these guys for good, though. You know what, I think we attack with Zarina Katrin in a second. We'll do this cinematically since this is the last fight of the of this faction, most likely. Presuming that somebody can kill this or auto-resolve it. But I want to just make sure we take care of all the building and stuff before then. And then we'll attack again, because we just fought. Alright, Eagle Eries, we'll start with you. Let's get that exotic animal tamer, I guess. Although, it's one of those areas where a church would probably be helpful. Would you be able to auto-resolve this? Maybe. You know what? Heal here for one more turn. Ice Pass, Mist Gorge. Gospoda, please. What do we have here? Oh, wait. Actually, Ice Pass, don't collect income. There you go. And Gristle Valley. Definitely yes on the Tusks, and definitely yes on the Gospoda. Very nice. Northern Grey Mountains, Blackstone Tower, up you go. Wasteland, Gorcel, and Market. Farm and Market, good. Full country. Castle Alexandrinov, yeah, upgrade yourself immediately. Alrighty, and then yeah, wait, Dajin, no, you need a wall, don't you? Yeah, you definitely need a wall. This is too close to the enemy, so this place has to be walled up. Just like Northern Oblast is. And it still generates an okay amount of cash. I mean, it's not a big deal. The fact that we miss out on a little bit. Alright, that's good, and that's all for the building stuff. I do want to perhaps build some more Frost Maidens and Ice Switch Lords, as there are still definitely a couple types that we want to take. Then, I want to see something. Are you guys... Wait. Let us take a look at a hero that has not completely built up all their troops. You, for example. And then I want to see something. Any new things we have access to? Ooh, we can build Iron Drakes now. Ooh, and Great Cannons. Well, cannons. Together with the regular cannons, but Dwarven Artillery. But more importantly, Iron Drakes. Okay, we gotta get that into an army, although I'm not yet sure which ones. If it was Trollhammer Torpedoes, I'd probably try to add a couple Trollhammers to Urogni's army. That would actually be really nice. Okay, but I'm glad that the dwarves have built some stuff. You still have no access to artillery, you disappoint me. Ostermark, no. Ostlin, no. And we know what Lorelorn is. Okay, ooh, actually, while we're at it, let's go to ally options. Army available, one quest available from Lorelorn. Outposts, wait, ally missions, defeat army, Vikal, super far, Spurt Mildew. Will die eventually. Falco, I have no idea where he is. And Ventress. Alright, let's target Spurt Mildew, because Alexander Castina might kill him. Alright, that looks good to me. Well, let's destroy the final settlement of the ogres. We've been working at these damn ogres for ages, so we might as well kill them now. Let's go for Brokewater Camp first. Auto-resolve this. Hopefully not too many of our units will be dead.
The shield of the old world.
0. I like the sound of that. And then we'll heal up a teensy bit, I guess.
Send them to the labor camp.
And then we'll have one... Oh, another Forbidden Rod. Very nice. One final cinematic battle against these guys. Alright, let's get our points assigned. So creatures of the land and rally for Tsarina Katrin. Almost 2 traditional skirmishers for that Ice Guard buff. And then stand your ground, obviously. You too. What are we looking at here? You're almost at Arcane Conduit. You know, we might as well get Hawks of Miska for you to apply that Discouraged in a pinch. And then you... You're level 26, you have Scouting, you have most of the good stuff. In fact, basically all of the good stuff. I guess we could start maxing out Crystal Sanctuary and then Frostblades after that. Well, you know what? Frostblades is probably still more valuable here, because we can apply this to one of the bears. One of these guys. Yeah. Alrighty, now, time to attack. This will be an actual proper fight. A Pyrrhic victory at that, interesting. But they have to contend with a lot of Ice Guards, so I don't think so, game. I don't think so. Let's get to it. One more fight against the Disciples of the Maw.
We must prevail! The happiness of all mankind is the duty of every Kislevite!
That it is. That it is. Why does sometimes the speech seem a lot louder than other times? I don't know. I know the distance plays a part, but sometimes you're like right up to the hero and there is still really quiet. Anyway. This is the time where, if we succeed, we will bid farewell to this faction, as they will have really nothing remaining other than that camp. A little bit unfortunate that it can't be Beledna the Defender, the one to deal with this, particularly as she has a bit of history with defeating Pokju in the past, as, you know, she's destroyed his armies a dozen or so times. But oh well, it's alright, we'll have... Let's just say that Beledna the Defender had the most difficult battles against the ogres, and then now we're getting the easier ones, so Tsarina Katrin is coming in to help afterwards. And that's fine. It certainly doesn't lessen Beledna's accomplishments. Anyway, we are going to move in 2 locations near the enemy main victory point, the key building. Primarily over on this side, the Tsarina Katrin, together with our heroes and an elemental bear, and the vast majority of our Ice Guard are going to be fighting the vast majority of ogres here. Over on this side, we kept only 3 units of Ice Guard with glaives, as well as 1 elemental bear and our little Grom, which is on this side mainly because this is like a straight shot down this way, while it's a little bit harder to line this up, especially because the enemy likes to really hide behind this building. But we'll deal with it. Otherwise, as usual, we've separated our stalking snow leopards away, and we're going to have them try to capture a few minor supply locations, hopefully before the enemy realizes that we're there. Gonna have to be careful with those. Summoned our elemental bear, and we're going to get a frost breath right into the enemy formation, though it doesn't appear to have killed any of the ogres. I do wonder how much damage it dealt. 25% HP, not much, but it was never that useful against monstrous infantry anyway. Alrighty, looks like we're gonna move Tsarina Katrin in, pop an Ice Sheet down, and then immediately also pop a Heart of Winter down to both slow the enemies down at the same time as dish out a considerable amount of damage. Also at the same time as preventing us from seeing anything because of all the effects. Alrighty, well, the ogres are having a pretty bad day with the hailstorm of arrows falling on them at the same time as the hailstorm falling from the Heart of Winter. Very nice. Very nice. So let's see the damage so far. Looks like one of the Ogre Bulls units is dead, another one is pretty much dead, and a third one and a fourth one are all pretty much dead. They're really going to need to reinforce this choke point, as otherwise we'll be able to break through, especially as we currently have the potential for 2 elemental bears, though for now I'm just keeping the summoned one together with the summoned snow leopard forward. While Tsarina Katrin is close, she's not really fighting, mostly just close enough to cast some spells and help chase some stuff on occasion. These guys have also managed to kill the Iron Guts over on this side, and will continue moving forward and maybe fighting a few enemy units. We've also destroyed a tower here, which is going to be replaced shortly, most likely. But we'll just destroy it again. It's Ice Guard, after all. They're pretty damn good at destroying the towers real quick, plus they got the range to their advantage as well. I don't mean they outrange the tower, I just mean they have a significant amount of range. A bit of a Frost Maiden's Kiss going down on the Ogres, once again not probably going to dish out a lot of damage to them, but it's something. Man-Eaters have also joined the fray now to help out against our summoned Elemental Bear, but are going to take a little bit of damage from Hailstorm, which does do fairly okay damage to Ogres, as we've seen it be pretty effective before. Yeah, these buildings are unfortunately blocking quite a few of our arrows, but... Oh, there we go. Oh, that poor Fire Belly. That's looking pretty ugly. Going after our summoned units. And Zarina Katrin is sort of moved in. I think this was sort of accidental. She was standing beside this unit, but then when the Elemental Bear got unsummoned, she got drawn into the fray. But that's okay. We immediately summoned 2 more of those Snow Leopards to continue blocking the line while our Ice Guard all get to work. I'm a little bit mesmerized by watching the arrows drop down on the enemy. And then when all of these Snow Leopards are pretty much done, we could just move in the Elemental Bear and continue having a tank while the Heart of Winter plus the Ice Guard rip everything apart. Long story short, it's going pretty good here at the choke point. The balance of power is definitely in our favor. The enemy have lost about 200 units worth of ogres. Couldn't get Zarina Katrin out. Unfortunately, she's a little bit trapped, so she's taking a little bit of damage, but I think it'll be just fine at the end. Pokju has moved in to try to help out with his level 39 power, but once again, the Ice Guard are gonna focus him down, and they're gonna dish out a lot of damage, especially as he's a tyrant, or he's not a tyrant, rather, he's a Slaughter Master, which means he doesn't have near the tankiness or the armor. And there we go, now the Elemental Bear has joined the fray, but we're continuing laying down all that Ice Guard fire. And it looks like Pokju's now down to about 25% HP, and all of the rest of these ogres aren't really in very good shape either. Probably going to get a few more casts down on them as well shortly. Over on this side, the towers are getting destroyed again, and we continue to move further into the enemy settlement. And here comes another hailstorm. There we go. Overcast for the additional extra damage. It's getting real icy. Or is it getting dicey? For the ogres, I mean. Alrighty, there we go. There's the Heart of Winter, and yeah, these guys are all pretty much broken. Zarina Katrin is at mostly full HP as well. There's still a fair few units remaining inside the enemy settlement, but we're moving deeper and deeper into said settlement once again, and we will soon have support from the flanks. Over on this side, we tried to move in with the Snow Leopards, but unfortunately they got caught by a couple of units, and though those units did take a little bit of damage, we gotta remember that the Snow Leopards are pretty darn fragile, so we can't fight more than a single unit at a time, so we had to run them away. And I think this is the second, or is it the third Heart of Winter going down? I do wonder how effective Hearts of Winter are against the ogres, because they're meant for high model count units, aren't they? Alrighty, and over on this side, we have all 4 Snow Leopards fighting off against a single unit of Mournfangs. I mean, with 4 Snow Leopards, we should definitely have an advantage here. There we go. Looks like the Mournfangs are falling. There are only 5 of them left. Though there will only be 3 shortly, and either way it doesn't matter because the battle has actually ended. The enemy didn't even bother waiting for us to move our flanking force in, and just like that, the last of the fights, I guess, for this particular faction is done. Fare thee well to the ogres of the Disciples of the Maw in one of the last remaining ogre kingdoms. Very, very nice. It took a while. All of those fights with all those stone horns, all the craziness in the mid-game that we had to do, protecting Erengrad and Kislev and that entire area, and Prague especially. Oh, those sieges of Prague. It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Man. What an epic campaign, but at least in part because of the work of the ogres, so I see them off, but I salute them for their effort. Alrighty, well, a valiant effort, Pokshu, but it certainly wasn't enough to even kill 10 of our Ice Guard. Tsarina Katrin's army is quite strong, and she did nearly 30,000 damage all by herself. Everybody else did okay amounts of damage, but certainly not compared to the Ice Queen, which is, I think, as it should be anyway. Let's occupy the place, and I think the faction is not destroyed, but it is effectively destroyed. If they only have one camp, they have no settlements, right? They have no settlements. I assume that this is the only camp they have, though I suppose they could have another one somewhere. I don't know whether they'll start suffering attrition or not, and we might manually have to kill them, but I think at this point we can certainly consider the faction to actually be dead, regardless of what it is in practice.
Which to be.
Or actually, what it is in theory. I mean, in practice, they're not recovering from this one, even if it is the AI. A little, once again, disappointed in the elves' inability to destroy this, but that's okay. On the bright side, with all of these guys dead, we now have 2 more armies. Beledna the Defender and Tsarina Katrin are now able to go north and land at the Ice Tooth Mountains and start taking over territories belonging here. Soon, all of Norska will be a massive bastion against Chaos, and thereafter we will move northward towards the Chaos Wastes themselves to take over and or raid everything we can reach. Unfortunately, we'll have to do that next time, as we are out of time once again, and I am calling the episode here. Speaking of next time, we will probably get at least one fight going against a Nurgle swarm somewhere, but regardless of that, we will definitely be fighting Kairos here, which should be a pretty interesting fight, as, well, this army is, well, an interesting one to be fighting with, generally speaking. So we'll see how that goes, and we might get something going with Boris as well, though most of the stuff will be auto-resolvable. I really want to destroy this Ogre Kingdom as well, so we'll try to make that happen. Stay tuned for more Boris, stay tuned for more Uragni, Beledna, Tsarina Katrin, and everybody else. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.